On a cold November evening in 1970, hikers in the remote Isdal Valley of Bergen, Norway, stumbled upon a scene that would baffle investigators for decades. The body of a woman, burned beyond recognition, lay partially concealed among the rocks. Her death would come to be known simply as the Isdal Woman case, a mystery that has fascinated authorities, historians, and amateur sleuths for over half a century. From the very beginning, this was no ordinary case of an accidental fire or a tragic death. Almost immediately, the unusual details surrounding her life, her possessions, and her actions painted a picture far stranger than any local crime might suggest. The woman's body showed signs of severe burning, but careful examination revealed that her death was not accidental. Her remains were deliberately positioned, and evidence suggested an attempt to destroy her identity completely. Yet, she carried a small but unusual collection of belongings that hinted at a much more complex life. Inside her luggage, investigators found multiple passports and identity cards, all bearing different names, yet all carefully falsified. Some of the documents listed plausible European names, while others were clearly designed to mislead. Each passport had been meticulously altered, the stamps seemingly authentic, but the trail they left was impossible to trace definitively. It was as if the woman had been living multiple lives, slipping through borders under various guises with a skill that suggested professional training. Even more intriguing were the coded notebooks discovered among her effects. Pages filled with cryptic numbers, letters, and symbols appeared to be a personal cipher. Despite the best efforts of Norwegian cryptographers and later international experts, no one has been able to definitively crack the code. Some believe it contained a record of contacts, transactions, or movements, hinting at espionage activity. Others suggest it was simply a private system of notes, designed to maintain a level of secrecy in an increasingly dangerous world. The presence of these notebooks, combined with her multiple identities, suggested that the Isdal woman's life was one lived entirely in the shadows, where trust was a luxury she could not afford. Witnesses who reported sightings of her before her death described a woman who seemed careful, composed, and oddly meticulous. She was seen traveling by train and bus across Norway, often changing her hair color and clothing style to avoid recognition. At local hotels, she registered under fake names, leaving behind only the bare minimum of personal information. Yet, despite her efforts to remain anonymous, she never drew attention through her demeanor. There was a strange balance between her desire for invisibility and her apparent need to be seen just enough to move undetected across borders. To many, she seemed like a ghost moving through ordinary life, someone who existed everywhere and nowhere at once. The investigation revealed that she had purchased items using different currencies and left a trail of small, seemingly insignificant purchases. But these small details hinted at a larger network of movement, almost as if she were gathering resources and maintaining contacts for a purpose no one could see. Adding to the intrigue were traces of foreign intelligence markers. Some experts later suggested that her behavior mirrored that of Cold War spies, particularly those operating in Europe during the tense 1960s and 1970s. Her meticulous planning, ability to assume false identities, and her coded communications all fit patterns observed in espionage operations of that era. Norway, strategically located between the Soviet Union and Western Europe, had become a shadowy crossroads, and the Isdal woman might have been operating in the unseen corridors of this secret world. Autopsies and forensic examinations provided few answers about her true identity. Even her physical appearance was puzzling. Some reports indicated she was in her late 20s to early 30s. But beyond this, there was no concrete information. Dental records and fingerprints yielded no matches in any European database. Her cause of death was ultimately determined to be carbon monoxide poisoning, likely resulting from the fire. But the circumstances leading to her death remained unexplained. The positioning of her body and belongings suggested careful staging rather than an impulsive act, hinting at an intentional, almost ritualistic element to her final moments. Over the years, amateur detectives and professionals alike have combed through her case. The list of possible explanations is extensive. Some suggest she was a spy caught in the crossfire of Cold War politics. Others theorize she was involved in smuggling or intelligence operations for multiple countries. Some have even speculated that she was an undercover agent whose mission went tragically wrong. Her multiple identities, coded notebooks, and methodical behavior all point to someone accustomed to navigating dangerous, secretive worlds. Each new theory adds layers to the mystery, but none have been able to pierce the veil of her true identity. The Isdal Woman also left behind smaller, subtler clues that continue to fascinate those trying to piece together her story. Bits of jewelry, clothing labels, and remnants of personal effects suggest travel across various European countries. But all lead to dead ends when traced. A partially legible label from a German-made perfume bottle hints at connections far beyond Norway, while a small piece of paper with numbers scrawled in pencil raises more questions than answers. Each artifact, each fragment, seems deliberate, as if left intentionally to challenge those who sought to understand her life. Some researchers believe that the timing and method of her death might have been intended as a message or warning. The Cold War was an era in which spies disappeared, operations were erased, and identities were obliterated to protect secrets that could alter global power balances. The Isdal Woman's death fits eerily within this context, suggesting she may have been a pawn, or even a casualty, of forces far greater than herself. Perhaps she knew too much. Perhaps she was marked for elimination because she had glimpsed secrets that could not be exposed. Whatever the truth, her death was methodical, calculated, and designed to obscure rather than reveal. Even now, more than 50 years later, the Isdal Woman continues to captivate imaginations. Her story is retold not only as a cold case but as a symbol of mystery and human ingenuity under pressure. With each new theory, whether it involves espionage, smuggling, or international intrigue, the core enigma remains. Who was she, really? Her life, carefully concealed and methodically documented, challenges our understanding of identity, secrecy, and the hidden lives that exist just beyond our awareness. Ultimately, the Isdal Woman remains a ghost in the annals of history. Burned beyond recognition, stripped of her name, yet leaving behind a trail of secrets. She forces us to confront a world in which appearances are deceptive and the truth can be more elusive than fire and shadow. Her coded notebooks, multiple identities, and precise, almost ritualistic actions serve as enduring puzzles, urging each new generation of investigators to look closer, think deeper, and question the ordinary. The valley where she was found remains quiet, a stark reminder that some mysteries are never meant to be fully solved, and that some lives, no matter how carefully hidden, leave traces that challenge both logic and imagination. Even the passage of time has not diminished the fascination. Modern researchers using advanced forensic methods have revisited the case, examining photographs, DNA evidence, and hotel records. Yet, every lead seems to circle back to the same unbroken pattern of secrecy. Each new attempt to identify her only reinforces the notion that the Isdal Woman existed in a space where the normal rules of identity, nationality, and traceability did not apply. Her story is a chilling reminder that some people are capable of disappearing completely. Not just physically, but historically, leaving behind nothing but whispers and shadows for the rest of the world to wonder about. As you sit back and let these mysteries sink in, remember, not everything you see or hear can be explained. Some events leave questions that even science struggles to answer. And perhaps, that's what makes the unknown so captivating. The stories we uncover may seem strange, unbelievable, or even impossible, but somewhere, in the shadows of our world, they linger. They wait for someone curious enough to notice, to question, and to seek the truth. Could it be that the line between reality and the unexplained is thinner than we imagine? Only time, observation, and a keen mind will tell. If this journey into the unknown left you with chills, goosebumps, or even more questions than answers, you're not alone. Many who dare to explore these mysteries find themselves wondering, what else is out there, just beyond the edge of understanding? And while the world continues to hide its secrets, you can stay one step ahead. By subscribing to Echo's Evidence, you'll never miss another encounter with the unexplained. Hit the bell icon, so the next mystery comes straight to you, no delays, no excuses. Join a growing community of curious minds, who, like you, are drawn to the strange, the eerie, and the unexplainable. Remember, every video you watch here is more than a story, it's a doorway. A doorway to knowledge, to fear, to fascination, and sometimes, to answers we didn't know we were looking for. And just when you think you've seen it all, the shadows may shift, the quiet may whisper, and something familiar might not be what it seems. Keep your senses alert, because the next strange occurrence, the next unexplainable phenomenon, could be closer than you think. So, before you leave, take a moment. Reflect on what you've just seen. Share your thoughts, your theories, or your own mysterious experiences in the comments. Let's see how deep the rabbit hole really goes together. And as always, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your curiosity alive. Because in a world full of echoes and evidence, the next mystery is always waiting.